Hey there, friend. I want to start by asking you something. Have you ever received a call or email that seemed urgent, maybe claiming to be from a company you trust, asking for your personal information or money? If so, you're not alone. Unfortunately, seniors are often targeted by scammers because of the hard-earned savings they've built over a lifetime and the trusting nature many of us carry. But here's the good news. Once you know the signs, you can protect yourself and your future with confidence. Let me tell you a quick story. My neighbor, Martha, who's 72, once got a call from someone claiming to be from her bank. The caller said her account had been compromised and asked for her card details to secure her funds. She almost gave them the information until her grandson reminded her to hang up and call the bank directly. Turns out it was a scam. I felt so foolish, she told me, but I also realized I needed to learn more about these tricks. That's exactly what this video's about. We'll go over 3 of the most common scams targeting seniors today: fake tech support calls, Medicare, Medicaid fraud, and romance scams, and show you how to spot and stop them before they steal your savings. Because the goal isn't just to warn you, it's to empower you with clear, actionable steps to keep your money safe. Let's dive in. The first scam, and this one might surprise you, is fake tech support calls. You see, as we age, many of us rely more on technology, whether it's online banking, medical records, or even streaming our favorite shows. But scammers know this, and they use fear tactics to trick seniors into handing over access to their computers or bank accounts. Here's how it works. You get a call from someone claiming to be from Microsoft, Apple, or another tech company. They say your device is infected with a virus and ask for remote access to fix it, for a fee, of course. Once they have control, they can steal passwords, install malware, or even lock you out of your own system unless you pay up. One woman I spoke to, Ruth, used to think she was tech-savvy enough to avoid tricks like this. But when she got a call about a security breach, she panicked. She didn't want to lose her photos or her banking info. She followed her gut and called her local tech-savvy nephew instead. He confirmed it was a scam and helped her block future calls. I learned to never give access to strangers, she told me. So what can you do? First, remember, legitimate tech companies will never call you unsolicited. If you receive such a call, hang up immediately. Second, install a strong firewall and antivirus software on your devices. Third, talk to a trusted family member or friend if you're unsure. And finally, report the number to the FTC at reportfraud.ftc.gov because sharing these red flags helps protect others. Now, moving on to the second scam, and this one preys on seniors' health concerns: Medicare, Medicaid fraud. You see, many seniors rely on government health programs for coverage, prescriptions, and medical equipment. Scammers know this and pose as representatives from these programs, offering free services, asking for your social security number, or even stealing your identity to bill for fake treatments. Let me share a quick example. George, a 78-year-old I met at a wellness fair, once received a call from someone claiming to be from Medicare. They offered him free home health equipment, but asked for his personal details to secure his order. He was about to give them his Medicare number until his daughter stopped him. "I didn't realize my health info was a target," he told me. So what can you do? First, never give personal or medical information over the phone unless you initiated the call. Second, verify the caller by contacting the official program directly using the number on your insurance card or their website. Third, be wary of free offers for services you didn't ask for. Scammers often use these to steal your data or charge you later. And here's a tip. Regularly check your Medicare summary notice or Medicaid statements. If you see charges for services you didn't receive, report them immediately. This protects both your health and your finances. Now, before we continue, let me quickly recap what we've covered so far. We started by looking at fake tech support calls, explaining how scammers use fear to trick you into give away control of your devices or personal info.
Then we discussed Medicare/Medicaid fraud, showing how imposters steal health data or bill for fake services. Each of these scams target seniors' trust and reliance on technology and healthcare, but with awareness, you can stop them in their tracks. In the next part, we'll cover the third scam, romance scams, and share how to protect yourself from emotional manipulation. Because the goal isn't just to recognize these threats, it's to live with confidence, knowing your savings are safe. So stick with me, we've got more to cover.
All right, friend. In the last part, we talked about fake tech support calls and Medicare and Medicaid fraud, two scams that target seniors through fear and urgency. And I hope you're starting to see how awareness is your best defense. Now let's move on to the third and final scam, and this one might surprise you. It's romance scams, where strangers build fake emotional connections to steal money or personal information. You see, many seniors use dating sites or social media to meet new people, especially after losing a spouse or retiring. Scammers exploit this by posing as charming, trustworthy partners online. They send sweet messages, build trust over weeks or months, and then ask for money, often under false pretenses like medical emergencies, travel costs, or fake investments. Let me share a quick story. My friend Evelyn, who's 76, met someone on a dating site. He called her daily, sent love letters, and even claimed he was sending her gifts. After months of conversation, he suddenly asked for $1,500 to cover taxes on an inheritance he said he'd share with her. She sent the money, only to realize later he'd vanished. She felt so foolish, she told me, but I also learned to question sudden requests, even from someone who seemed kind. So what can you do? First, never send money to someone you've only met online, no matter how much they insist. Second, verify their identity by searching their profile pictures on Google Images to check for duplicates. Third, talk to a trusted friend or relative before sharing funds. Romance should never rush you into secrecy. Now, moving on to another critical point, emergency scams. These often involve a caller pretending to be a grandchild, lawyer, or government official claiming an urgent need for money like bail or hospital bills. They pressure you to act fast so you don't have time to think. One man I spoke to, George, received a call from someone claiming his grandson had been arrested and needed $5,000 wired immediately. He said, "I didn't want to hesitate," but when he called his grandson directly and found him safe, he realized it was a scam. "I was so close to sending that money," he admitted. So what's the solution? Always verify emergency claims. Call the person directly using a number you know is real. Don't act on panic. If someone claims to be in trouble, ask questions only the real person would know the answers to, like a pet's name or a childhood memory. Now, before we wrap up, let me quickly recap everything we've covered so far. We started by looking at fake tech support calls, explaining how scammers use fear to gain access to your devices or bank info. Then we discussed Medicare fraud, showing how imposters steal health data or bill for fake services. Next, we explored romance scams, revealing how emotional manipulation leads to financial loss. And finally, we touched on emergency scams, where urgency is used to trick you into sending money fast. Each of these scams preys on trust, fear, or loneliness, but with the right knowledge, you can stop them in their tracks. In the next and final part, we'll cover investment and sweepstakes scams, explain how to spot red flags, and share practical steps to protect your savings long-term. Because the goal isn't just to warn you, it's to empower you with tools to live confidently at any age. So stick with me, we're almost there.
All right, friend. In the last part, we talked about romance scams and emergency scams, explaining how scammers use emotional manipulation or urgency to steal your money. And I hope you're starting to see how these tactics rely on pressure, trust, and fear to get what they want. Now let's wrap up with the final scam. And this one preys on seniors' desire to grow their savings, investment and sweepstakes scams. You see, many seniors receive calls or letters claiming they've won a contest they never entered or are offered risk-free investments with sky-high returns. But here's the truth. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. These scams are designed to exploit your hard-earned money by promising quick gains or requiring small upfront fees for big rewards that never materialize. Let me share a quick story. My neighbor Henry, who's 78, once got a letter saying he'd won a $500,000 sweepstakes, but needed to pay $500 in processing fees first. He almost sent the money until his daughter looked into it and found the company was fake. He said, "I thought I was being careful, but I didn't realize these scams could feel so real." So what can you do? First, never pay fees to claim a prize. Legitimate sweepstakes don't ask for money up front. Second, verify investment opportunities by checking with the SEC or FINRA. Third, talk to a trusted financial advisor before committing to any new opportunity. And finally, shred suspicious documents and block unknown numbers. Scammers often test your trust with small requests before asking for bigger ones. Now let's quickly recap everything we've covered. We started with fake tech support calls, explaining how scammers use fear to gain access to your devices or bank info. Then we looked at Medicare, Medicaid fraud, showing how imposters steal health data or charge for fake services. Next, we explored romance scams, revealing how emotional connections are faked for financial gain. And we discussed emergency scams, where imposters pose as family members in crisis to pressure you into sending money. Finally, we wrapped up with investment and sweepstakes tricks, highlighting how greed or desperation for extra income can be exploited. Each of these scams preys on different emotions: fear, love, urgency, or hope. But with awareness, you can stop them in their tracks. Because the goal isn't to scare you, it's to empower you with tools to protect what you've worked for. If you've been targeted or know someone who has, remember, you're not alone. These scams are more common than many people realize, and the more you learn, the harder you become to trick. So here's what I encourage you to do. Start small. Share this video with a loved one or friend. Check in regularly with family or trusted contacts about unexpected calls or emails, and report suspicious activity to the FTC or local authorities. Your report could stop others from falling victim. Because the truth is, aging doesn't mean giving up control of your finances. With the right knowledge, you can live independently and securely for years to come. If you found this helpful, and I hope you did, I'd love for you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another tip to help you live your best life after 60. And if you've ever dodged a scam or helped a loved one avoid one, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below and share your experience. Your story could inspire someone else to stay alert and protect their future. Thank you so much for being here today. Take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep making choices that honor your wisdom and independence. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and live your best life.